But I hurt my foot. I broke my toe. It's been kind of a month around here, but I broke my toe, so I'm just kind of adjusting these for my broken toe so that we can I can still teach. So I hope you'll bear with me, but it'll still be good. It'll still be good. So, and I also like that we're not finding a reason not to do yoga. We can do yoga with a broken toe. It's very, very doable. You can do yoga with a sprained ankle if you know what to do. So that is what we are going to do today. We're going to still do yoga even though. So we are going to start actually on our belly on our mat. So I have a blanket here. I like the optional blanket for my knees. But you can use this also if you have low back pain and laying on your belly kind of bothers you. You can use a blanket under your hips. So it just takes a little bit of that deeper curve. And if you have low back pain, you know what I mean. So you can take a little bit of that curve out of your back just by adding a little bit of cushion there to the hips. Or if you have pointy hips and they poke into the mat, that's also a nice thing. And so we're going to stack the arms and just relax here, soften the shoulders. And just letting the legs kind of just be back here for now. And let your heels relax out to the sides. Just taking a few breaths here. Let the belly expand on your inhale and soften on your exhale. So we're going to just bring the arms down by your sides and just take your head just looking over to the left, bringing your right ear down toward the mat. So we're just getting a little stretch into your neck. Just finding some comfort here. You can always use a pillow or a blanket under your head if it's uncomfortable. And just letting your shoulders relax toward the floor and the shoulder blades slide away as you soften the arms toward the floor. And we're going to lift the head and look in the other direction. Still relaxing. Softening into the hips, the shoulders, the feet, the fingers and toes. Good. And then we're going to just come and bring the forehead to the mat. You might want to have your block handy. And we're gonna bring the elbows underneath your shoulders. So you can see here, my elbow is directly under my shoulder, and you don't want it too far out. You don't want it too close in, just right under the shoulders so that your bones are holding you up. And we're just bringing the palms down on the mat, or you could interlace your fingers and you can let your head hang, or if you would like, you can rest your head. This sometimes helps me soften my shoulders a little bit more. I feel like I can really let the chest sink forward. So we're just holding this for a few moments. We let the shoulder blades really slide away from each other. And now we're letting them slide together. So you're letting the chest sink forward. Now just bring the block out of the way. Let's come back down, stacking the arms just like we started. We're going to take your left arm, and I'm going to start with the left just because it'll be easier for you to see me. So we're going to bring that left arm straight out to the left. So you want it straight from the shoulder, straight out. And then we're going to take your right hand underneath your shoulder, and we're going to roll onto our side. Good. So we're rolling out to the side, and you're getting a little stretch into your shoulder. So you want to go wherever you can. Your head, notice if you're lifting it up, try to relax it down. If there's a lot of space, use a block or a pillow to be under your head because you want it to rest. Good. So we're just trying to maybe stack the hips. Good. And then maybe this top leg, we're going to lift it up. Good. Use your hand to kind of help you stay. So even if you're a little bit forward, you could still lift the leg. So we're just lifting it up, we're holding. You can point or flex. Good, lift it up a little higher. Let's lower it down. Good, let's do it again. We're going to do it 2 more times. We're just going to lift that leg and hold. Good. Feel the glute burn here. So that's what we're trying to do. Just burn out the hip a little bit. Get that gluteus medius. Good, I could almost rest my heel on the wall, but we're trying not to do that. Good, lower it down. Being intentional and slow. You could always bend that bottom knee if you're really feeling wobbly. And then lift that leg one more time. Let's hold. Good, lift it. Good, lift it a little higher. Nice, and then let's bend the knee and place the bottom of your foot behind the other one. If you can't get it there, it can be in the front, but it's better if it's in the back, and we're just really pressing that knee back. Just a little stretch into the hip, like almost like a funky tree laying down in the forest. Good, and now let's just bring that leg straight back, roll back onto your belly. Good. Shake that arm out a little bit. Stack the arms. Good, now let's take your left arm again and just bring it forward. So we're gonna roll onto our side again, but now the arm's just forward, and we're gonna put it either behind your head or you put your head on your arm, whatever feels good to you. And then we're gonna bend into that top knee and grab your foot. Good, press the knees together and then let that knee go back. So first you wanna get them as close together as you can, and then we're gonna bring that knee back toward the back side of your mat. So we're pressing the hip forward and we're pulling the knee back. Getting a nice stretch into our quad. Good, breathe. So let's release. Come back onto the belly, stack the arms. Good, take the right arm straight out to the right, so straight out. So it's easy to kind of not gauge it right, so you might have it go up or even down, but you're trying to go for that straight out to the side. That's the money shot there. Bring your left hand under your left shoulder, roll onto your side. Good. And we're just trying to get some balance here. Holding on, using your left hand to kind of keep you in position as we lift that top leg. We lift it high. We're gonna hold. You can flex the foot or point. Strengthening into those hips, lower down. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Lift it up. Lift, lift, lift. Lift it high. Good. Holding it. And then lower down. So we're gonna do 1 more. We're gonna lift it high. So lift it high again, hold. If you have a weak gluteus medius, this is a good one for you to do. So we're gonna bend into the knee, set that foot to the outside of the leg, and just press it back into your crumpled tree pose. Just opening into the hip, still squeezing that glute a little bit. Good, rolling back onto your belly. Let's bring the legs together. Nice. Now we're just gonna bring that right hand straight up. Roll onto your right side, grab the foot. We're just grabbing the foot, pressing that knee together first. Then we're gonna press the knee back and press the hip forward. Good, and release. Let's lower down onto the belly. Nice. Good. So let's come up. Find your way into child's pose. Knees apart, big toes together, forehead to the mat. Good. So let's float it up to table. So if you do have a good long plank with your toes curled under, you could absolutely do that here, but because my foot is not happy with that idea, I'm gonna stay on my knees. And we're gonna bring the hips forward. So we're trying to line the hips up with the knees or the heels and the shoulders as much as possible. We're gonna have the hands maybe just a little bit wider than shoulder width, hug the elbows together. We're gonna do 3 chaturangas. So we're gonna come down halfway, press up. Good. Halfway, press up. Good. 1 more. Halfway, press up. Good. Child's pose. Still work hard and not be up on the feet if we need to. We want to maintain our strength. Let's do that 1 more time. Let's come up to table. Now, if that's really hard, even on your knees, you could keep your hips over your knees and go down that way. So just listening to your body, belly in, elbows hugging, chaturanga. Let's do 1, press it up. Let's do 2, press it up. And this third one, we're gonna come down halfway and then all the way. Good, breathe. Very nice. Nice. Move back onto the belly. Forehead to the mat. Hands underneath the shoulders. Hug the elbows in. Belly in. Good. And toes are reaching toward that back wall or the back of your mat. And we're going to lift it up into cobra. So first, let's start without using the hands much. Good. So we're letting the back do the work. And then coming down. Good. Now let's do that again. This time we're going to first let the back do the work. Belly in, glutes engaged, lift the chest. Good. Let the back engage. So you want the back to stay engaged and then press into the hands. See where it goes. Good. Breathe. Nice. Lower back in. Good. Let's do that one more time. Nice little energizing back bend. Inhale, pressing up. Let the chest lift forward. The back engaged, then come up with the hands. So we're making the back stronger every time. Good. Coming back. Nice. From here, let's float it up to table. Let's float it back. Child's pose. Now let's just bring that all together. So we're going to bring it all together. We broke it down a little bit. We're going to inhale up to table. Exhale forward, chaturanga. Come all the way down, find your cobra. Exhale, child's pose. We'll do it one more time. Just to wake us up. Halfway through this Monday. Inhale, float up table. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, child's pose. Nice. We're gonna just come up, sitting onto the heels, swing the legs around. Let's just start with straightening the legs behind us. Make sure behind us, straighten your legs in front of you. That's a different class. So we're gonna put this block right where you can reach it. Pull your seat back, lift the chest. Good. Flex the feet. Nice. So we're sitting in Dandasana. You can bring the hands by your sides. Good. And then let's just walk the hands forward. See where you can reach. See if you can reach your toes. If you need to bend the knees, it's okay. Bend the knees. That's okay. You need to bend the knees to get there, or your arms are down here. That's fine. It's a nice little stretch. Just working toward opening the back body. Let the head hang, soften those shoulders. Let's do one more little bit of a energizing, fill your cup kind of thing. We're going to bend into your right knee. Grab the foot, the outside of your foot with your left hand. Good. So you might get this knee straight, you might not. It's okay. We're leaning forward. That's okay. Let's lift the chest. So the knee's bent so we can lift the chest. If this is easy, lift the chest and straighten the leg. Good. Keep lifting, and we're going to lift that leg. So the knee can be bent, straight back. Knee can be straight, straight back. Good. Reach that other hand back. Maybe look back over at your thumb. Breathe. Good, coming back. Let's just grab onto that foot. So we're gonna just bend that knee, straighten into the leg. If you can't hold onto the foot, just grab onto the back of your shin or the back of your calf. Lift it up, lower down. Good, let's do it again. So we're gonna maybe bend that knee. Take that right hand to the outside of the left foot. Work it straight, lift the chest. So you just wanna notice that you're rounding, lift the chest. If you can't lift the chest, bend the knee. Good. The other foot is flexed. Good. Now we're going to lift that leg. Good. So you can lift it bent. You can lift it straight. Good. Take that twist. Left hand reaches back. Look at the thumb. Good. Bring that back hand forward. Scrub that foot. Lift the leg. Lift it. You can grab onto the back of your leg. Just lift it up. Slowly stretch. And back down. Good. Bend the knees. Let's come back onto your back. You're gonna have this block handy. So I threw a block down here for this class and I somehow, I don't know where it went. Maybe you guys can see it. I don't know, but I don't know what happened to it. So just make sure your block is right where you need it. We're going to use it in a moment. Good, breathe. So we're going to take your right knee and hug it into the chest. So we're going to give it a little squeeze. Just squeeze it in. So when we're squeezing in here, this is good for the abs. We're massaging the internal organs too. So this is when relieving. So we're just going to take that right foot, set down, left knee, hug it in. So I always try to think about that because that is what we're trying to do here. So if you have digestive issues, let's switch. This is a good one. And you can do it easy peasy with the knees bent like this. Good, let's switch. But you might think, I want a little more. So we're going to switch and we're going to bring that right knee in, straighten into the left leg. And instead of setting this leg down, which you can set it down, we're going to let it hover. So we're going to let the lower abs do a little work for us. So you can let it hover a little, just an inch or a lot. Maybe a foot. Good. Now let's switch. Good. Breathe. So make sure you're not holding your breath. Switch. You can always keep the knees bent and place the feet on the floor. Good. Switch. And switch. Good. Let's have both knees in. Let's go abs. Good. So we're going to set the feet down. So we're going to make the feet feel parallel to one another. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath you, lift the hips up. So we're coming into bridge. You're going to take your block, slide it under your hips. So you want it below the waistband, where you feel nice and supported. So you should feel like supported. If you really could ground those hips down onto that block. Tuck the shoulders underneath. And then we're going to, you could stay in bridge. This is a great inversion. The inversion is your hips are over your heart. So that's where we're at here. But if you want a little bit more of an inversion, we're going to go ahead and lift the right leg and then the left. You can be here or straighten into the legs. Your knees could be bent. Good. And we want the ankles over the hips. So we want to avoid this. This is a lot of work. We want some work, but not too much work. Breathe. It's the feet. We do Barbie toes. all the rage, Barbie toes. Now let's just stretch the legs towards you a little bit. As long as it feels okay on your back, just letting the legs come towards you, you could bend the knees. We'll let the knees come out, and we're just letting them in. So this is kind of a modified version of ear pressure pose, because ear pressure pose would have the knees by your ears, but we're just coming into kind of a baby version here. So you're just stretching through the back. Just bring the knees together, straighten into the legs. Good. Let's bring the feet down. We're going to bend the knees, set one foot down, then the other. Nice and carefully lift the hips off of the mat. Good. And we're going to bring the hips back down and just let the back melt. Give them a moment to melt a little bit more. And bring the knees back in. Let's lower the knees over to the right. And back up to center, over to the left. This quick twist here. Just to let the back slide. Back up to center. Let's lower the feet down. Straighten into the legs. Close your eyes. You see where you can make an adjustment to make yourself even more comfortable. Just take a few more breaths right there. Bending into the knees, rolling onto one side of your body. Pressing up to a seated position. Take a few breaths before we move on with our busy day. So much for sharing the practice with me. Have a wonderful rest of your day, namaste.